Okay,
Okay,
hold on.
now we're on
My
live.
computer seems to be struggling.
Oh yeah? Now we're live. Hey guys, welcome to RC Talk. Today we're going to talk about paint and about a bunch of other projects. Anyways, I have Chris de Graaf with me all the way from Norway. So he's got a little company called HemiStorm, and we can ask him what it's all about. And I believe he's got a little website. So go ahead.
Let's see. I hope you can see me. I cannot see myself on screen here. Yeah, well, I got a company called HemiStorm, and I've been doing RC for a living for, let's see, it's closing in on 6 years right now. And I make bodies for large-scale RC cars, so for the Losi 5T and for the HPI Baja, and also some performance upgrades. Most of those are for the HPI Baja.
So you make the body? You make the whole body? Okay,
yes. Cool. So that's a custom shaped legs and stuff like that. It's basically because I've been obsessed with.
Oh, you're cutting out there. Your audio cut out for some odd reason. We have technical issues. Please stand by. Just click on your microphone. Maybe you can get it fixed. Nope. Still can't hear you. I can see you fine, but I can't hear you. If other people are watching right now, if you want to type in or whatever, I can see. But I want to see if you guys can hear him, because right now I can't hear him at all. Chris, another thing you can try also is get out and come back in. So Chris is going to come back. I'm going to actually let people in right away. I do have some questions to ask Chris. So guys, hold your question until I'm finished asking my 5 questions. But for now, we'll let you guys in. You can find the join in RC Talk. And I'm going to make it to my circle also, so you all get the invite. Also on the invite, I just tagged it. If you go on it, you'll see a comment and you'll see the tag there for the invitation. So you guys are more than welcome to actually join in now if you want. We're just waiting for Chris to come back on. Looks like he's coming back. Info and you're back?
I hope so.
Yeah, now you are.
Okay. Thank God. Yeah, let me just explain. I got a brand new laptop. I got no idea how the thing works, and I'm really new to these Google Hangouts as well. And on my iPad, it cuts out every 10 to 15 minutes, so this is way more practical to try it on the laptop.
Yeah, it cuts me out also. Every time I join Harley, it always cuts me out. And I thought it was my internet connection, but now it does it on your iPad. So it must be an iPad thing that after 10, 15 minutes, it just cuts out.
Yeah, and I hope that the connection will stay up on my laptop right now, because otherwise I will resort to the iPad and we will just have to live with it cutting out.
Cool.
Okay.
So you're talking about your bodies and the reason why you make the bodies. What was that all about?
Well, it's one thing to paint a body that's already there, and it's a completely different thing to be able to shape your entire shell yourself and start from scratch. Just start with an idea. So this all started when I got my Losi 5T. I looked at it and I just thought that it was butt ugly the way that it looked, but I really liked the chassis. So that's when I thought, you know, it would be really cool to draw something up and to completely start from scratch and make something that's not just better looking, but also more durable.
Cool. And your Lexan that you make, is that a transparent Lexan just like the normal Lexan, or it's a...
it's a Bayer. It's a Macrolon, so it's the highest quality in the on the market currently.
Cool. And since it's for a big truck, it must you must make it like thick and make sure it's robust and resistant.
Yeah, it's 2 millimeters thick. So where a normal short course body is like 1.2 to 1.5 perhaps, and then I shape everything from 2 millimeter. And it isn't just that, but also I always look at the way that it wraps around the truck, because usually you have the plug and you need to take the body off in one specific direction, which causes your Lexan, once it's thermoformed, it will thin out over the sides, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So what I was do, I look at the shape of the truck and I try to divide it in as many usable parts as possible, making it as thick as possible as well. So you're left with the thickest amount of material according to what actually allow durability wise. I always try to sort of max things out, also with the protection underneath and stuff like that.
Cool. Cool. And what else are you working on right now, other than that double XL, which will come back after I ask you a few questions, but what are your future projects right now that you're working on for your company or for HemiStorm, the stuff you're making?
Oh, for the company, I don't have much in the pipeline at the moment, because well, it just I got so much going on, also with the YouTube channel and with some other side gigs that's on making any new products.
And I saw you got a new pan tilt gimbal there to help you out when you do a pan with your cameras.
Yeah, true. I got it's called a master pan system. So I ordered a slider a year ago that I've been using. That thing is really, I want something that I can also use when I'm out on in the quarry, just to show depth a tiny bit more. So what I did is I wanted to have a motorized system for my, and I also wanted to have a pan system, an automatic pan system for my slider, if it makes any sense, because otherwise you end up with just a static shot one way. And I wanted to be able to pan as well, like outwards and inwards. And it will also allow me to do some really cool time lapses if I'm doing a paint or a build. So yeah, it's a pretty neat system.
Yeah, I saw a couple shots that you made. They looked kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the cool thing with that slider setup, and especially with the motorized setup, you can set it up to go over the 3-foot rail in approximately an hour, or you can set it up so it moves over the rail in 37 seconds. You can also program it so it will keep going back and forward. But I haven't quite figured that out yet, but there's a ton of options. That slider is made by Canova, which is, I think, a fairly new company. But so far, from all that I've seen and from all that I've compared on being out in the market for one, they have, I think, the best system for the best price. And I'm really happy with the quality that it offers so far, especially considering that the price tag is almost half of what you would pay for another comparable system. And since I'm not too much of a photography or a videography geek, I don't need a system that has too many complicated options. I just want something that's like simple to add on and something that's simple to set up, something that I actually understand. So this yeah, fits the bill.
Cool. Interesting. Coming back to my question, I got 5 quick questions to ask you. How long have you been in the RC hobby?
I've been in the RC hobby, well, actively since the age of 16. Before that, I had an RC car as well, but when it really started to become a hobby, that was at the age of 16. Took quite a long break, and then I got back and I bought an HPI Firestorm with the promise to myself that if I would still be using it after a year, that I would allow myself to buy an HPI Baja.
Mm-hmm. That ever happen?
Because I thought, I'm sorry?
Did that ever happen?
Oh yeah, that happened, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I bought Bajas like crazy, and parts and upgrades and yeah, everything. And I still have the Firestorm as well, but I haven't touched it since I got the Baja.
Baja's more fun?
Yeah, Baja. Yeah, to me the Baja was way more fun. The Firestorm was a nitro version, and well, me and nitro, that's like not the ultimate combination. The Firestorm is also the only nitro car that I own, and I doubt I will ever get another nitro car, just because I hate the fact that you need to carry around so much stuff to get it up and running, and especially where I live right now, the differences in humidity from hour to hour are so immense that there's no way to set it up, get it up and running, and have like a solid setup for the rest of the day. It just doesn't work like that here in Norway.
Cool. Second question real quick. What is the first thing that you started painting, RC or non-RC?
Non-RC. I used to make big paintings on walls.
Oh, so you used to be one of those guys that used to do graffitis?
No, not graffitis. Well, you speak French, so I used to paint trompe-l'œils.
Okay.
And I used to paint like massive comic characters on walls, but cool. Also like landscapes, like all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, those trompe-l'œil are really cool because those are the things that people build on the sidewalk to mimic a hole or things that are kind of crazy.
Exactly, and that's how everybody when I grew up, everybody was like working in the fields, fetching turnip bulbs and stuff like that, because those were like the summer jobs to get when you were like 14, 15. And I had like an entire thing setting up where I was sign making. I was doing those trompe-l'œils. I was doing a bit of carpentry. I was doing all sorts of stuff. I was even doing like stickering, like professionally, like as like a side thing of the sign making. And I was making good money for somebody who was 15, and I was polishing cars as well in the meantime. Cool. Yeah, so I always had a good budget as well for my hobbies.
And then you started a hobby of RCs, and then you had no more money.
Well, yeah, I've been fortunate enough to have a good to have a few good running products. So in my case, I've always been able to afford my hobby through my hobby, which is yeah, really fortunate.
Cool. I'll ask you another quick question. In Norway, where you live, is there a local hobby store to get your stuff, or you get all your stuff online?
We had a sort of local hobby store, which was approximately 35 to 40 minutes away from me. I've become friends with the owner, and the owner moved to my hometown, or where I'm right now. So that's where I order some of my stuff. He's a really cool guy. We're really like-minded. So if it's not about RC, we also have like a ton of stuff to talk about, which is cool. And well, yeah, a lot of stuff I order online as well, especially if it's coming out in a few months in Europe, because we're always behind on what's being released in the States. Then I need to have it already.
I find a lot of people have been ordering online, which is kind of sad for the local hobby store. But I deal with Great Hobbies here in Ottawa, and they have a great online store because I can actually check what is stock at the store. So if they don't have it stock, I can order it, make it deliver at the store like that, no shipping. I just love
the
that.
stupid thing with the companies like HBI, for example, is they appoint a distributor in, for example, Denmark for the entire of Scandinavia. And the distributor in Denmark is completely reluctant to give out like a dealership to a small hobby store in Norway, simply because they're not familiar with it or they have just started. And that's very counterproductive, but that's mostly what's going on. And that's also why I see more and more hobby stores disappear. It's because the distributors are reluctant to give out dealerships to people that actually do something for the hobby. You also saw that with Horizon. They were reluctant to give TDM, Dave's Motors, which is the biggest online but also offline parts supplier for fifth scale. And they were reluctant to give him a dealership until January this year, which is 3 years late. Yeah. So if you want to blame what's going on with hobby stores and local hobby stores disappearing, it's not just a matter of people doing their shopping online, because that's something that's going to happen anyway. It's also a matter of distributors still thinking that it's still 1995, which it is not. You don't have to have like a super slick storefront and a massive overhead cost to be a really good dealer of a certain brand. And that's a huge misunderstanding, I think, that's going on.
Okay. Some odd reason I was beeping on the other side. So,
okay.
When you do your body, I know you use a lot of mask now, but you probably started like I do, which I painted maybe 4 bodies now, which is not a lot. But you use mask or tape more often now?
Well, I don't really have a preference. If it has really intricate nooks and crannies and whatnot, I will use the liquid mask. Right now I'm just emptying a bottle. That's why the last few of my shells are done with liquid.
Oh my, your audio went again. Yeah, your audio went again. Go to your microphone on top. If you move your mouse, you should have a microphone in that little sprocket. You can actually see your microphone selection. See if you can move that instead of logging off, logging on. So, oh,
Hello.
Yeah, there you are. You're back.
Okay, I will store this. I hope that it will stay up.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're back.
Saying, if I need to do something really quick,
yeah,
then I will use tape any day, because I can get as good a result with tape as I can get with liquid mask any day, anytime.
Because me, I'm kind of scared of using mask, because I'm scared of scratching the inside of the body when you're gonna use a knife and actually take it off. Is there risk to scratching it, or how?
Oh, you will scratch it if you haven't scratched it and you haven't cut it deep enough. But there's a difference between scratching it to the point where it just needs to be, or scratching it to the point where it will snap. And that's really easy to figure that out. If you have, for example, Pro line bodies, they always come, or most of the times they come non-cut. I think you can also order pre-cut ones. But what I do with the Pro line bodies, I always save my cutoffs, not because I need to try how deep I need to cut, for example, because I always like to try what kind of effect I can get with different types of backing with paint. So
Okay.
if I'm kind of uncertain about a certain color, or if I think that I need to sort of investigate a tiny bit more before I actually put it on a body, I will use one of those scraps just to see what kind of combination I need to use.
Yep.
And the same goes for masking. If you're unsure what you're doing, just take one of those scraps, just mask it up, see how deep you need to cut, and whether that's with tape or with liquid mask, and then just take it from there. It's fairly easy.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But in order for a risky score to appear on a body, you really need to press your blade, and you will instantly feel it in your fingers because it will go numb when you're cutting. Then you know that you're cutting too deep or with too much force.
That's strange. Some people say they can't join.
Okay.
So let me do the thing again to just send the invite again, but through this window instead. See if that works.
While you do that, I will go get more coffee.
Cool. Coffee's good. And
coffee's perfect.
It's 10:25 right now at your time, PM. So it's late at night.
Yeah, true. Well, late. I'm kind of a night owl, so for me, this is usually my most productive time.
You have kids?
I have two. Well, I think it's an ugly word, but I have two stepkids.
Okay. Yeah, which means they're sleeping, which gives you more time.
As a twins, so I'm their. I always call it, and that's also the way that they call it over here. I'm their bonus dad.
Yeah.
So we have two 7-year-old girls.
Cool. And we have our first person, Munsters, here.
But can we hear him?
He just muted his microphone for now.
Okay.
You probably have that second window, Monsters, still open, or it's closed now.
What's up, guys?
Cool. Good.
Hey, Monsters.
Hey, Chris. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
My last question, real quick. How long do you usually spend on a body from start to finish, and what is the step that takes the longest?
The step that takes the longest is always figuring out what it is that I want to paint on it. And from start to finish, that can be anywhere from 2 hours, which has happened, to, I don't know, my Mustang. So like, I don't know, 60, 70 hours.
Really? Depends, I guess, depend on the complexity of the graphics that you do on it and all the little tiny things.
Yeah, some bodies like that. I'm not sure if you've seen that car. I've built a replica of the Unicorn car from Ken Block.
Yes, I saw that one.
Well, that car, when I started out with that body, it was too high, so it almost looked like a tractor. So I hated that. So we needed to cut off like the wheel arches and the bottom of the body and like a ton of crap before I was even ready to put paint on it. And then when I was ready to put paint on it, that body did not come with a clear overspray film, so that was a freaking nightmare. So I needed to figure all of that stuff out as well. And then there's like a ton of tiny logos on there. Nobody cares that you paint them on, but I do care for painting absolutely everything on. So that's where I went completely obsessive, compulsive disorder for, I don't know, a few weeks, just to make sure that I could cut everything out and that everything slotted together correctly and that it looked the way that I wanted. And then I needed to paint it on the outside as well. So yeah, that was a bit of a demanding project. But usually I can start and finish within a day.
Haven't you tried, or you probably did, but you can print something, put it behind the body, and just glue it inside, and then it becomes part of it? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah, I hate that. I also hate hydro dipping. I hate stickers. I hate skins. I hate everything that doesn't have anything to do with making it as difficult as possible. If you can't see the miscuts and you can't see the absolute excruciating detail, agony, frustration, and a super amount of patience that you put in a body, then you're doing it wrong. So putting stickers on the car is a no-no in my book, and also putting like those, like you said, like those printed things on the inside. I cringe when I see hydro dipped stuff. I absolutely hate it with a passion. And if people call that art, that's not art. If you leave your working desk at the end of the day with 2 bleeding fingers just because you've been cutting and scratching, that's art.
Yeah, it is different type of art. It is an art. I find. I think different perspective, I guess. But it is a different type of art. if I can't do as good as you can, I'm going to try to do as better. But some people are not manual with their hands, so that's why they go with vinyls, and it's a heck of a lot easier. But I see where you're coming from, and saying that the pride of painting your body, of knowing you have a little bleed there, but you've tried your best not to have it, and now it actually did bleed, but it's part of the truck. It's there, and it's there for life.
Yeah, you know, I have the same problem with plotters, so with vinyl cutters, and I don't know, even in a way with airbrush, I want it to be as difficult as possible, and I want to have as many obstacles as possible, and that's where I get my fun from. But I mean, that's personal. I do have a wrap laying around somewhere that I still need to apply to a shell, but I just can't put myself in gear to do it just because I'm not really feeling it.
Cool.
I hope it makes sense. I don't want to offend anybody, but you know, if you guys know me,
we all have our style. We all have our style. That's what I like about talking to a lot of people, and that's why I do this. It's just to what is your feeling about that, or what do you do with this hobby? What is your fail? Where did you fail? Where did you succeed? Like that, people are going to understand that and make it easier for them for the future. So.
Yeah, one of the only things that I really hate is like hydro dipping and people considering that an art, because it isn't. It's just you dip a shell in a bucket of water and that's it. There's no art to it. There's no passion involved. There's no patience involved. It's just dipping something in a bucket of water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like making tea, like bitter. It's really lame. But I mean, that's my opinion. So, and people ask, why don't you get a plotter? Because it's so much easier. Yeah, you know, I like to see those imperfections, and I like to see that a lot of time and effort has gone into something.
Yeah.
And if other people want to use a plotter just because they don't have the patience or because something needs to be done quick, I fully understand it. It's just, for me, my passion is the cutting. I like the cutting, and I like to be able to put my blade exactly where I want to have it.
Yeah, it's a passion. It's and that's what you love about that hobby. It brings you in a different place when you have your knife in your hand and you're cutting and you're doing those graphic over your light table and all that. It takes you to a different place. It's what you love doing.
It really calms me down. And also when I order, for example, $250 or $300 in rattle cans, people go like, "Oh, but you could have bought like an Iwata airbrush." Yeah, you know, if I wanted that, I would have bought one a long time ago, but I don't care to have one because I really like it to be complicated. So with the rattle cans, you have a ton of limitations that you need to figure out. For example, making a short fade in something is almost impossible with a rattle can. So you need to become creative and figure a way around it, and that's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Masterman is still muted.
Yeah, he's still muted, and we have Frank that joined us. How are you doing, Frank?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
hey, Frank.
I can hear you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Frank?
From Germany, in Kassel.
Okay, where in Germany?
Kassel, between Hanover and Frankfurt.
Yep, I've driven through Kassel last year.
Cool.
In fact, hold on, let me ask my wife. Did we stay in a hotel in Kassel? Yeah, very close to Kassel. We stayed in a hotel, and it was good. I can honestly tell everybody German hotels have like the best breakfast in the world.
Really?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Germany is an awesome country to go on a holiday.
Yeah, I have holidays every day.
Yeah. Oh wow, man, you're fortunate.
And Munsterman, you're from the U.S., I think, eh?
No, from Austria, I think.
Austria, okay.
From Austria, yes, and
awesome.
Oh yes.
The whole Bavaria region is kind of a, I don't know. We really like it there.
I see your tour through Europe, and you were in Austria, I think.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we drove through Austria. from Bavaria to get to Italy, to Garda Lake.
Yes, Tirol and Innsbruck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, true. Yeah, pretty stuff over there.
I see all your videos.
Oh, that is really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember you from the comments. I
Yeah.
remember when I see a name. Yeah, it's good to put a face to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know what Masterman means?
No, I have no idea.
This is the German version of John Doe, I think, is in English.
Oh yeah.
That's the German brother. Yes.
So a John Doe is a Munsterman.
Masterman, yes.
Yeah, muster, not monster, muster.
Master, right.
Cool. So you guys had an actual fest over there, I think, last year. Am I correct?
Oh yes, yes. It's 10 minutes from my house.
Seriously, is there going to be another one this year? Because I won't be able to make it to any of the US G6s.
Next month, I think.
Okay, so I should start backing my car then, or not, if I want to make it down there.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, I will actually seriously consider it. Yeah, I like Austria and Germany. They're awesome.
I'm in Salzburg.
Mm. Oh, that's even better. Last year, well, maybe such the wrong place to go on a holiday, but we went to just because I'm intrigued by Second World War and by everything that has to do with history. We went to Berchtesgaden.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I think that's 10 minutes from Salzburg.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, amazing scenery out there. Also amazing history, but yeah, really, really beautiful area.
Cool.
Yes, yes, it's nice there.
Absolutely.
I'm also not from here. I just live here since 20 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a G6 at the end of this month near my place. It's a 2-hour drive, two and a half hour drive.
Okay. So what's the nearest airport there?
Ottawa.
Ottawa. Okay. Okay. And will the snow have cleared then?
Oh, there is no more snow. It's all gone. It's been gone for a while.
Yeah. Well, people have as much prejudice, I think, about Canada as they have about Norway. They all think that we have like pet penguins and stuff like that. I got a lot of stupid questions when I moved to Norway from people from Holland, thinking that it was like constantly winter or constantly dark over here, which is not.
Right.
Yeah, tons of it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So you're working on a special project right now, eh? Your XXL Yeti.
Yeah, true. I cannot turn around the camera, but I can turn around my laptop. Don't mind the mess over there. So I can show you because it's sitting next to me. I was cleaning it up. You can see that it sits on the most ghetto car stand available, which is 2 slabs of wood that I have laying around right next to my stove, my wood burner, which I'm not using right now because we're closing in on summer. But yeah, this is it basically. So I put 2 cages together, and I'm going to put 2 chassis together. So right now they're just hacked up. I'm not sure if you can see it. So I got 2 Castle Creations Mamba Monster 2s in there with 2 ESCs, and it's going to run 4 batteries, and it is going to be an absolute brute, I think.
Cool. And you quickly mentioned to me, but the other people weren't there, how are you going to join the 2 chassis together?
The 2 chassis, I'm going to join them together by, I'm getting a machine to test out from a company called Inventables, and they are producing a machine which is called the X-Carve, which is a CNC desktop 3D like mill. So you can mill your own parts with it, and it also comes with some, from what I understood, really easy to comprehend software, because I know that I have no experience whatsoever with CNC machining.
Usually they use 3D software like AutoCAD or something like that. Usually.
No, when I produce parts, I have a slab of paper. I have an engineer in Holland. That's a really good friend of mine. We communicate like this over Skype the entire day. He has a screen share on as well, or lately we've been using FaceTime to do this. I draw on a piece of paper, then I show him, look, this is what it needs to look like, and then he copies that in 3D. I look at his screen and I go like, no, move your mouse. And then when he moves his mouse, I will say stop, and then I will say that needs to go up or that needs to go down. So that's how I 3D design my stuff up till now. But now it seems like I really need to go and actually learn something. So that's going to be exciting.
Cool.
But for this thing, I'm going to machine a plate of a 6mm Delrin for the bottom, and I'm also going to machine some uprights if I get the hang of the software in the machine. And I'm going to join the motor mounts, and in addition, I will be machining some 2mm carbon, which is also a possibility with that machine. And with the 2mm carbon, I will be making some inside sheets to reinforce those cages.
Yeah, because it's gonna be heavy with all those batteries and all that. So when you land, you got to make sure it doesn't snap in half again.
It's actually not too bad. I think I have perhaps, but I will weigh them because I got my other Yeti XL sitting around there as well. But I think I have perhaps a 35% weight increase compared to the stock Yeti XL. So it isn't all that bad. And then if you look at a stock chassis, it's not like super thick. I mean, they got like the spider web effect going on the inside, but there's not a whole lot to it. So I'm thinking that a plate of Delrin plus 2 uprights, that will do the trick for sure.
And you mentioned to me that you're going to have the front motor independent from the rear, so the front is going to control the front wheel, the rear is going to control the rear. Like that, exactly. You're going to be able to do dig from the front or dig from the back.
Exactly.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be, especially with like everything running on 6 cells, 4 3S batteries. But I just looked at the regular axle, and I instantly thought it's so boxy in a way, that I instantly thought I need to take a hacksaw to it and just split it up and see what I can do with it. Just because it's a car with a whole lot of potential, but also on driving it, going uphill really steep. As soon as you go like a few degrees too steep and you hit the throttle, the thing wants to end over backwards, just because of the chassis length or the length thereof. And then when you compare it, for example, a Losi 5 or even a Baja. Right now, I'm at the exact same wheelbase as a Losi 5. Width is almost comparable, so it's going to be interesting because this car weighs not even half of what a Losi 5 weighs, so it's going to be a monster for sure.
No, it looks interesting. Can't wait to see some running video. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I hope when everything is done and complete, with also with the paint scheme on it, and then it being a 4-seater, so 4 people sitting in the interior, I think that will also be like a really cool feature. I think it will be like, well, really, for me it's a really exciting project to be working on, to see if I can complete it and hopefully pull it off in a fashion that it looks almost like it could have come out of the factory. Yeah, so that's the goal.
Cool. You guys, Monster or Frank, have any questions for the XXL? Or paint related or anything?
I would like to know how long, Chris, you are working on the XXL?
So far, I got, wow, I think I got 3 days in it, more or less, but that's like with a whole lot of these breaks, coffee breaks, and a whole lot of these breaks as well, and me looking at it and thinking like, but I think once you have sort of like
Oh, you froze up and your audio is gone again.
Yeah.
Your audio is gone. Yeah, we know how to fix it this time. We have the technology. We don't know if we have the know-how.
Let's see. Is it working?
Yes.
Is it working?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's your mic. Your iPad dies every 50 minutes, but now this is your mic dying every 15 minutes.
My microphone. Yeah. So I'm back up?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, once I'm done and once I got the first video uploaded, the people will see it and then it will.
It might be your internet.
Like,
you're really cutting out bad. Your audio's still there, but you're really slow right now.
Okay.
Okay, now you're back normal.
Okay. Hold
it's
on.
It's when you move around too much, your internet gets very wonky.
Let me close one window here. See if that works even better then. How's it now?
It's okay.
I will not move around. I will instead have a cigarette.
Okay, so you're talking about when you get it finished or something like that? The audio was really cutting from Frank's comment?
Yeah, I think, well, me right now, I put in 3 days. I think if you know where to cut and how to cut it, and if you start from a kit, so you need to put everything together right from the start, I think you can do it in 2. And then putting in the additional pieces. I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but I can't imagine that being too long. Just because that CNC machine will do a whole lot of work for me.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me when I did my rat rod to try to figure out how to extend and how to put a fixed axle on an eRevo. It took me longer to build the parts to get it built and figure out how to do it than actually do it.
Exactly, and that's the thing when you're doing something new or something that hasn't been done before. Because I've never seen a 4-seater XL yet. It's the first time to figure it out. That's going to take most of the time, and afterwards the second one is going to be easy. It was the same thing when I made a line lock setup for my dragster. So I had a separate servo pulling just the front brakes, so I could do a standing burnout with a 5th scale dragster, and I still wanted to be able to throttle it, so I needed to disable rear braking, so I needed to have sort of like a brake override, if that makes any sense. To figure that out as well. That was a whole lot of just looking at it and thinking, and that consumes a lot of time. And then actually making it and making it work, that's not the hardest part.
Cool. How many other customization or custom rig have you done?
Yeah, well, that really depends. What counts as custom?
Well, when you actually extend a frame like that, or when you make something wider, or you use parts of a company A, company B, and merge them together, that's what I mean about customization.
Well, quite a few, I think, if you have like all things considered. My Con Defender. So I built a Galinda 2 with one of those Land Rover Defender bodies, but I turned it into a Con. That thing had a ton of styrene work in it. All the fenders, the hood, the roof, complete interior, everything was custom on that one. I did an Exoterra on which I put a Jeep Wrangler body. So that one, I consider that quite a custom build because that body is never made for that car. There's a lot really. I got a Kraken cage sitting underneath my Beetle body.
Cool.
On one of my HPI Bajas. I had the Kraken cage on there, but I thought it looked kind of wonky, so I took the front end off, and then I put my Beetle body over it, dumped 2 spare wheels on the back of that cage because it did look like the rear of that cage. So yeah, that one as well is kind of custom. Well, the dragster, of course, with the brake parachute and everything, and then I got my unicorn build, which has a ton of styrene work and more modifications than I can count.
That's what I love about this hobby is all the customization. You're limited only by your imagination. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. for sure. Every time I'm in, even when I'm in a kitchen store, I'm looking at like what do you call those? Like a sieve. Is it called a sieve? Is it called a sieve?
I'm not sure.
Like those fine maced things that that you use to holy crap! Is it called a sieve? What's it called? Huh? Yeah, sieve. It's called sieve. Yeah. With like the fine mesh. When I see stuff like that, I just think I need to cut the entire frame off, and I need to use that as mesh somewhere.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm always on the lookout for stuff that I can use on any of my builds.
Yeah, and that insulation that you use on your paint job there on the truck, and when you were painting that, and then you were using that as a stencil, that was kind of cool. That was a very good idea.
Oh yeah, that was like a hobby weave. That's not my idea. That was a friend of mine, Kane Holt. That's a guy that I know from largescaledownunder.com.au. That's also one of the forums that I frequent. That guy's a really talented painter.
Okay.
Look at him.
My son just comes here and he's told me my computer is not working, so now he's all sad that his computer. So I'm gonna have to step out and go see.
Yeah, go do that. Priorities. That's what it's all about.
Dis allô, personne. Dis allô à tout le monde. No? Okay, I'll be right back. I'll go fix the computer. I'll be right back. You guys can chit chat.
Hey Chris.
Yeah.
On your holidays in Germany, are you you was in a hotel in Kassel? How long do you stay here?
In Kassel, we only were there one night because we were really traveling downwards or upwards, because I think it was on the way back actually that that we stayed in Kassel. So usually what we do is first night from Norway we end up in Denmark somewhere, and then afterwards we end up in well, hopefully somewhere deep down in Germany. So usually Bavaria is a good place for us to stop. And in the past few years we've gone to Italy, but we're thinking of going to France this year, just because I don't know, we've done Italy right now 3 times in a row, and well, we've sort of seen it, the entire north part. Last year we went to Pisa, which was a massive disappointment. Let me know when the sound cuts out, by the way, because I have no idea.
Oh, it's clear.
Okay. Yeah, so Pisa was a bit of a disappointment, but we drove back from Pisa, and then we went to Lake Como, and afterwards the northeast part of France, which I really like. So that's kind of our plan this year, to go there and then maybe a bit further south, as I got a mom and a sister living in France as well.
Oh, not bad. Every time you have to go, you can choose where you want.
Yeah, we need to travel around the whole lot to visit all the family, so that's kind of fun. My dad still lives in Holland. We all grew up in Holland, and my mom was the first one to, no, sorry, my sister was the first one to actually move out. She moved to England, and then afterwards she moved to France, and right after that my parents got a divorce, and my mom also moved to France, but they're not in the same area. And then, well, fast forward a few years later, I was done in Holland, and I decided to move as well. And initially the plan was to move to France, but then I met my wife, and then I altered my plans and I moved to Norway, which I'm really happy about, by the way.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so we're a bit all over the place.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So what's good in Kassel? Just so I know for the next time that I drive through it or past it.
Oh, you have to visit our back park.
Okay.
It's integrated in the UNESCO.
Yeah.
I don't know it in English. It's the Weltkulturerbe.
Yeah.
and it's very famous.
Okay.
You have to watch it. The Hercules in Kassel. It's a great building from the 17th century.
Is it really like a castle, or is it like a fort?
No, it's in Kassel, and it's on the highest place in Kassel. And when you're at the Berg Park, you can watch all over the city.
Okay.
It's a great view.
Okay.
It's worth to watch.
Oh, that is nice. No, I love visiting castles and museums and churches and cathedrals. I'm not a religious person at all, but I'm just intrigued by the way that it is shaped. As well, especially castles and cathedrals, I'm intrigued by the way that it's shaped, because a castle is always made to be as practical as possible in a defensive kind of way, and also in an offensive kind of way. And the thing with cathedrals is all that stuff is based on proportion. And I'm crazy about proportion and how one thing relates to the next and why things are the way that they are. I'm obsessed with architecture and stuff like that. That's also why I love places like Germany and France and Italy, because you can just, by looking at the houses, you can see what's in the soil, because people don't know, most people don't think about that, but people always build with what they have. That's why you see a lot of wooden houses here in Norway, not so much stone and masonry. Also because of Norway used to be pretty poor. And then once you move down in Holland, we baked clay, so we have like bricks. And then in France, for example, there's whole regions where they have the sandstone houses. That's, for example, where my mom lives. You go a bit further south, all those houses, they're red. And also the other thing with the shapes of the houses, that you could read a lot from it. For example, in Amsterdam, all the facades are so narrow just because people used to get taxed based on the width of their facade of their house. So if you only had a few meters of width, you would get taxed to a whole lot less than somebody who had a huge facade. So that's why they build really narrow and really high. Yeah, that type of stuff, it just intrigues me.
I'm back.
Hey.
We have Stereo Direct RC. He's trying to get into the in this Hangout. If you actually go to my Google Plus account, the link is there to actually go in, and also the link was sent to everybody in my circle, but is actually on the invite of this, where you saw that. If you go in the comments of that, you'll see the link to join also. So you can actually go there. And I don't know what you guys was talking about, but he also said, don't forget us in the UK, Chris.
No. I need to go to the UK again. Last time I was in the UK was in 2010 because I needed to go to Manchester. But they got this awesome event that's being organized by Neil, who owns Silverback RC. Silverback makes, for those who do not know, they make parts for HPI Baja and for the Losi 5T. Amongst them, really cool looking rims. They make wheels and bead locks and that type of stuff. And they organize, I think it is twice a year, they organize a thing called the Bash Fest. And it's I don't know, it's for like a long weekend. It's the best of what Britain has to offer, at least by looking at the pictures. So it's a lot of good fun, good food, and a whole lot of drinking. So I do plan on going there. I'm not sure if it's going to happen in August, because I believe that's when they will have another one, or if it's going to be next year. But I for sure have not forgotten about that.
Good food in UK. I can't believe this.
Good food in the UK. Yeah, good food. I mean, good food compared to, yeah, you know, good food if you're drinking as well, because then you need to have something that's like greasy and something that will like lay the foundation for the next day. No, people always think that France is like the culinary capital of the world, but I can honestly tell you that I have never, or I haven't eaten anything better than in a few restaurants in Bavaria in the past couple of years, because there they really make some awesome food for really not a lot of money. So if you want to eat like right, go to Bavaria. That's my tip for you.
Und Schweinsbraten.
And we have Nick with us and RCVHX22.
Yeah. Hey guys. How's
Hey.
it going?
All good.
And Nick's and RCVHX, where are you guys from?
In Koblenz, Germany.
I'm from Belgium.
Getting a lot of people from overseas. That's kind of cool.
And are you a French-speaking person from Belgium, or are you from the Dutch end of Belgium?
I'm speaking French and Dutch, the Netherlands.
Okay. Okay. Ah, that is
Ah, ouais, c'est fantastique. C'est fantastique. On va être capable de parler en français.
Moi, ça n'importe. Je comprends bien l'anglais.
OK. Mais le problème, c'est que la 3/4 des personnes ne seront pas capables de comprendre c'est quoi qu'on dit.
Non, mais il n'y a pas de souci. Moi, je comprends très bien l'anglais.
Oui.
Cool.
Et moi en plus, mon allemand, c'est pas trop au niveau pour le moment. Alors, il faut que je m'entraîne un peu. I'm just telling them that my German is really rusty. It's since I learned Norwegian that it really started to suck bad.
Cool.
So I need to get some training in with my German. I'm always, when I'm like halfway through a sentence in German, I tend to switch to Norwegian. I still manage to impress my wife, by the way, when I'm ordering a Big Mac in Germany, but that's about it.
Cool. We got some people having fun taking pictures.
Yeah. It's my first time that I do it.
One of these hangouts.
It's the first time you do one of the hangouts?
Yeah.
Cool, they're fun.
I try the other days too, but it's not going going to speak with other people. I have not connecting.
Oh no?
And no, yes.
Good.
I hope you can understand me. What my English is not so very good.
Yeah, your English is really good for somebody who usually speaks French, because
yeah,
most of the time it's quite poor, but yours is good, man. I can understand everything you're saying.
You have to look my videos.
Huh?
You have to look in my videos too.
Okay. Is it the same as over here? Then I will write it down, because I'm so bad at.
Yeah. Well, I have just done with another video for a giveaway. I did a giveaway, 3 giveaways.
Cool. If you post it right on top left corner of your screen, there's a chat window. You can actually post a link, and if you click on that, you all see it, and then it shows up. So if you guys want to post your YouTube channels or whatever, put it there like that. It's easier than trying to find it.
Where?
And it's easier to me writing it on my arm over here. So
if you hover your mouse on top of this program, this window, there's a little blue kind of with text written on it, with lines that looks like text. It pops up on the corner, a chat window. Yeah. Do a copy paste and put your YouTube channels there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's really a cool way to share.
Oh,
things.
now I also know who Frank is, because Frank, I just see Frank popping up in my screen the entire time. I don't see his last name, and now I see his last name. I'm like, oh yeah, that's familiar.
Cool. So I just put mine for the hell of it. Most everybody here should know it, but it's there.
Okay. Well, that is handy to know. I'm kind of new to these Hangout things as well. I've done one or two with Josh with Harley.
Okay.
And well, now this one, but with Josh it was always on my iPad, and the first time I sort of accidentally ended up in one. And right now I'm on a laptop, which I really need to get used to. But so far so good, it seems, except for the microphone cutting out, of course.
Sounds good. Yeah, and if you don't know about these little windows, then it kind of, those little icons, it's, but in Josh, he doesn't use those things. He doesn't use the chat, or what I've seen, most of them I'm on anyways. He usually works on stuff, so.
Yeah, true.
But Frank, can you post your YouTube stuff there, and everybody else, so we can actually see it? And RC, I can try to look for them. I'm subscribed to most of them, or pretty much all of them. Usually when somebody subscribed to me, I subscribe to them also, and I go look at what's going on.
So I have posted my link.
Yeah, there's yours. Yeah, and I'm subscribed to that one.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And there's Nick. Yep.
So I'm just curious, where does the name RCVHX22 come from?
Yeah.
That's the Belgium guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get your first name.
RC for radio control, and VHX. Pardon?
That one I figured out.
And our VHX is my name. Yeah, my name is Van Herstraat Xavier.
Okay.
It's in three steps. And 22 is my number. Geluk. Moet ik dat zeggen?
Dis en français, je peux t'aider.
Mon numéro fétiche.
Ah, ton fétiche. Kind of his lucky number. It's a fetish number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just posted his link to the corner there. The last post I did is his.
Belgium also has a massive big scale scene.
Big scale?
Yeah, the fifth scale, sixth scales.
Oh yeah.
A lot of guys in Belgium running those.
There's a guy that I almost got a Baja 5B. He wanted to do a straight trade with my Wraith, but
Okay.
it's the Wraith is my son. He's 5 now, and he loves it, and it's a cheater truck for him. He has less trouble, so I'm there. I can't. If I give that truck, I might have to get something else for him, but like I just couldn't. I wanted to, but I just couldn't because it was not mine. I gave it to Sébastien, so.
Yeah.
But those gas powered, they're kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I can. Let's see. Can I even move the laptop without the sound cutting out, or me becoming like all weird?
Try it.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. That's how the first time when it cut out, when you lost the sound when you moved around a lot.
Now, mind you, I'm not the best at tidying up, but this is what my what my room of disaster looks like currently.
So we're having a private tour.
Is it still working?
Yeah.
That's one. This is a wall with some spares. Then that's an HPI Baja with my shell of my dragster. And that's a 4-wheel drive FG on-road. I'm still there, otherwise you guys will give me a shout, right?
Yes, we will.
Yeah, yes.
Hey,
This, well, for the Germans and Austrians, this is like national pride. This is a Lauterbacher.
It's not painted.
F1.
Ah, okay, Lauterbacher.
Yeah, it still needs to be completed. Then there is another HPI, Baja. Then my Unicorn.
Yeah.
Then my Losi 5. Then hidden over there. I hate that car, by the way, and it will never change. That's my Losi DBXL.
A Losi what?
Which is not a real Losi. I don't care how much money you've spent on yours. It's not a real Losi, and it will never be a real Losi. People are watching this going like, oh, Chris, why are you hating on the DBXL? Because it's just a piece of shit car. Then over there is another shell. Then there are some shells that I need to paint. Then I got a whole bunch of Formula 1 10 scales that you will see more about really soon.
Cool.
Because that's the reason why I went to the States 2 months ago. Then my Exoterra. This is where my Yeti usually sits. Then that's where my Pro MT from Proline usually sits. Then I have, let's see, a Blitz, a Trailfinder 2, a Galenda 2, a couple of HPI Octanes, and some Pro 2s, some more Blitzes, and some more Pro 2s, and some bodies that need paint, and wheels and tires, and well, basically I have too much stuff going on for this room right now, so I need to find an alternative. It's almost likely I will be building an actual well, that thing is really going to be called a studio during the summer.
Cool.
Oh, and then I got a few cars sitting here. My Yeti XL, my double Yeti XL, and my regular Yeti, and my Pro MT.
Huge collection, dude.
Nice collection.
Too much. No,
well, I got about 22 cars, but I don't have any 5th scale. But I got one of each, pretty much of all kind of stuff. But I find a lot of people, they buy like a Wraith, and then they put like $2,000 or $3,000 worth of aluminum parts on it. To me, it's kind of a waste. I'd rather spend the money and buy a different kind of truck.
Well, it sort of is, and it sort of isn't, because it is so nice to mess around with these tiny trucks. So right now I'm upgrading my Yeti. Let me just grab it here real quick. And I mean, it's a sick amount of money that you can spend on these. But then on the other hand, it does become so cool when you do decide to fully upgrade them. So on this one right now, I got all of the, I'm not sure if you can see it, I got all of the axial aluminum upgrades going on.
Okay.
So it is completely decked out all the way to the motor mount and the front shock tower.
Cool.
And then yesterday I also installed these new rims and tires.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
Now, did you do anything to your dry shaft at the back? Because people keep snapping the dry shafts off. Not the dry shaft, sorry.
We haven't had any problems on the XL either. So I'm just going to keep it for now, and I'll just see when I run into any problems.
So you haven't broke any rear axles?
No, nothing. Then again, I don't have a lot of runtime on this thing. I've run 2 packs through it, and then my XL came in, and I'm completely hooked to that thing.
Okay.
So on that one, I did blow up a few things. Some of them are laying here. Well, this is what I did to my XL after a bearing failure. Does this look familiar?
Nice.
Yeah.
So the bearing gave out, and then it stripped.
Yeah, I completely ate those 2 gears. So this is the other one, and it goes around the diff. Let's see, turn it a bit.
Wow.
So those 2 got eaten.
Oh, audio's gone. Stop talking. You're doing like a mime right now. The only thing you need is a white face, and then you'll be a perfect mime. Then you'd fit right in France. There's a lot of those there.
Oh. Yeah, no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
I will now just in like 10 or 15 minutes, I will just fake that the microphone doesn't work anymore.
But it's weird that your mic goes away in 10, 15 minutes. It's just like, it blows my mind right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know, because this laptop, this is a new laptop, so it hasn't been on any websites where it isn't supposed to go, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it should be virus-free and all good to go, but it's still doing this, so that's kind of odd. Weird stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to crack open a beer.
No, that's a good idea.
That's an excellent idea.
HemiStorm.
Yeah, ship it. So, and is anybody else working on a special project right now?
Yes, I finished one. I finished one last week.
What did you build?
What did you build again?
My first trail truck.
Cool. Oh yeah, I think I saw the video of that, eh?
Let's see. Can we get him like big on the screen? I'm curious now. It is really dark over there.
Here, let me put you as I'll present you like that. It won't cut out. It is dark. That's a Jeep body, I believe.
It's an XL G6.
Okay, it's a G6.
My first XL.
Nice.
That looks good.
Yeah,
Do you have
nice.
any light over there or not?
You have no lights there, Munster? Muster?
I have, but
It's very low. But anyways, your camera.
not enough. Let me try something.
I'm working on my Hobby King Swamp Dog.
That's my bad laptop.
Nick, what are you working on?
The Hobby King Swamp Dog airboat.
Yeah, the Swamp Dog airboat. Okay.
Yeah, the pictures are in the chat. No, the link for the pictures is in the chat.
Okay. An airboat, like those things that they have in Florida, like a swamp boat.
Yeah, the Hobby King airboat.
Yeah, click on the link. You'll see the little the links for the pictures.
I don't want to compromise the connection in any way, shape, or form. So I will do that later. Yeah, airboats are cool.
Yeah, I just installed some lights.
Pictures, by the way.
On the top, on the left, on the right. Yeah, and
those are the same. Those are the same LED strips I put underneath my SEX, and the last pictures I posted there at night there, those are nice and bright.
Yeah. And some spotlights,
Yeah.
3 on the top, over the cage, yeah, and 2 lights on in the hands of the people
Okay.
on the boat.
Cool.
That sounds like something that I would also need.
Yeah, and the reason why I came late in today is I had to do some video shooting my airboat.
Okay.
But I can't upload the video, the raw data, whatever, because I have a strange problem with the camera. It's a Canon SX280, and it's not possible to upload the pictures from the camera to the PC.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah.
But what does it have? Does it have like a memory card that you can take out, or does it work with a cable?
It is a SD.
Yeah.
But I have no reader. And the normal way would be to use a USB cable to stream the data, but it's not working at all.
Have you tried getting one of those separate SD card readers?
No, I have no.
Those cost like $5. It's what I use to upload all of my footage to my iMac, which is also like ghetto as hell. It looks like it's been in Syria for a few months. But I mean, those things that work perfect. It's like the best $5 that you will ever spend in your life. Can everybody still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything is okay.
Yeah. $5 for one of those, and you're done.
My sister has one, and I'm going to clean the card reader for my sister.
Don't borrow it. Just take it.
Chris, I build a big barn. I build the scale barn. It's a 1/10 scale.
You know what I heard? I heard someone built a big bong. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
No, a barn.
Barn. Yeah. Okay.
And you should see the pictures of it. This thing's huge. I can go into with my truck, turn, park 4 SCX10 side by side, and actually pull in 2 other Wraith in there also. Like I can put a lot of trucks in there. It's nice. It's huge. It's fun to play with.
Yeah, I've seen the videos.
It's on some of my latest video when you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Do it yourself?
Yeah, I built it all myself. I even took some pictures. I did put some pictures on Google Plus, but I took some boards. They were 5/8 boards for building fences, and I put it on my rip saw. I got a table saw, and then I just ripped them about a 1/4 inch thick. Some of them are actually 5/8 by 5/8. Those are for my main beams that goes up, and they actually for the beam that actually goes like that, it holds another truss up. All the pictures are there, and it's 4 foot wide by 5 feet long. It's 2-story high, and it's built like a barn. It's really cool.
Where is it?
It's in the backyard. It's not inside the house. It's in the backyard.
Okay.
Let me see if I can't do something here.
So you're
Awesome.
into carpentry and stuff like that as well, François?
Pardon me?
You're into carpentry and stuff like that as well?
Yes, I used to be a carpenter. So.
Me too. I used to be a contractor.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'll show you. Well, I'm not sure if you've seen. I have one video on my channel that is not an RC related video, and that's about me building my girls' playhouse.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've seen it, but if not, then that's the video that I enjoyed most. Hold on, let me see if I can bring up a picture.
I've seen it. It was awesome, man.
I think I've seen it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can fit quite a few SCX10s in that one as well.
Yes.
Yeah, carpentry.
But here, wait, yeah, that's nice. Here, I'll share a screen so you guys can see that. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my walls when I first started. That's the boards I used. So then I was cutting them with my rip saw. Oh, that's not it. Let me go the right way. And then I build these.
Yeah.
So this is one wall. This is about 5 feet long. Sebastien was helping me put the boards, and I was using my air gun with very 3/4-inch nails, like very small. Even some of them I think were 5/8. So Sebastien was putting the boards there, making sure they were tight. Oh, went the wrong way again. He was having fun. And that's one wall done. So you can see this is 5 feet long.
Yeah.
It's cool.
This is the front. This is the big door. This is where the cars goes in. The small little one is where a door goes in. That's me working. That's a tractor I was thinking of getting to put in the barn.
Yeah.
So that's a picture inside before the second story went on.
Oh man, that looks really good.
So that's a picture through the door.
Do you have these pictures up on any of the forums?
Any pictures up? Yes, they're all on my Google Plus. But forums, no, I didn't put it.
You need to start a thread about this on the Scale Builders Guild.
Yeah, I probably will. This is my dragster. Let me go through that, and after that, I can show you the other pictures. It's my SCX10. So that's my. There's an SCX10 inside of it.
Okay, yeah.
So it shows you the different. Like now, you can really tell how big it is. Then I build one truss. Then I build I cut all these to build all the other ones. And then I was doing an assembly line. That's my my little to build all the trusses.
Yeah, just so you could line them up so they could be exactly the same.
That is correct.
Yeah.
My template. That's what I was trying to find. My template.
Exactly.
So then I went outside. Oh, I hit the tractor. I put my tractor in the garage and I broke.
Oh, snap!
But anyways, it's all good now. It's all fixed. And I hit myself with the gun.
That's not good either.
So here we have the guys working hard trying to pull the trusses up.
Those wounds, you hit the bone, and then as soon as you realize that you've actually hit the bone, that's where it sort of starts to hurt, but you can't really see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had those.
So that's me. I found a wrestler, and I built glasses for him. And while I was building the shed at the back, I lost my glasses at the back, and I tried looking for them, but I couldn't find him. So I painted his hair. So there they are. They're all working on the roof. I got 4 guys working on the roof. They weren't very much helpful. Yeah. So there it is.
Man, that looks cool.
They're working hard, taking a break. How they got the Jeep up there, I don't know. They were fooling around. So there's the trucks that are parked inside. Sebastien got, and those are night shot I took with my truck with the underglow with the 12-volt lighting.
That looks really cool.
And it's tricolor. And that's about it.
Have you already tried to modify the settings on the Mobius?
Modify the settings for what?
I saw your ban video and left a comment about the user adjustable settings for the Mobius for a better
Yeah, for the lighting. No, I haven't played with any settings yet. Me having the little 5-year-old, he's getting a little older, which is a little bit better, but he takes a lot of my time, and for me to get away for a couple of hours is tough. I'm kind of happy he likes a little bit RC, and he does help me out, like you saw for the barn. He kind of likes helping out. So, but for me to do some testing, sometimes it's kind of tough. So Nick, we see your boat there on the screen.
Yep. Pictures from today.
And you put that 12-volt lighting on there also, eh? The tri-LED? The red, green, blue? That's how you get the green and the red?
Yeah, it's parallel, yeah, from the 3S LiPo. Green, green, red, and white on the top, and the spotlights are directly powered by the receiver.
Cool.
3 lights.
That is cool.
3 lights on the top, and
you build little spotlights for the guys. Show the other pictures with the spotlight that are a little closer. I saw that on your.
So how big is this thing?
44 centimeters long.
Okay. Oh, that's not too bad.
And
they have a bigger one now.
20 wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect for me because I'm a mountain biker, and the lakes here are not far away, and just take my mountain bike, put this boat in my bag, yeah, in my rucksack, and let's go. Yeah? I can drive everywhere. Yeah?
Oh, that is cool, yeah. And I imagine it doesn't weigh a whole lot.
No, the weight is 600, 700.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, a normal boat would be much heavier.
Yeah. Cool. That is cool stuff.
I have a Graupner Neptune. It's a container ship, and it's too big, too long, and it's not possible to not mobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but the airboat is perfect. It's small, it's lightweight, it's fun, it's cheap. Yeah.
And we have RC Crawler Workbench that just joined us.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi. What's going on, man? Trying to get my case to set up right here.
But the problem with the airboat is my mother called me insane because I went out in the night. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been called insane more than a few times when it comes to RC, so I just always shrug it off.
Yeah, but she also called me insane if I take my 1/8 scale monster truck and put it on a trail, yeah, with some friends, and I'm 29, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, well, not just that. They look at when you're building like a car and it looks really nice, and you do all this paint work, and then they ask, "Yeah, what are you gonna do with it afterwards?" And then you go like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fly it off a cliff and see how far it can jump, or how fast is it gonna go? I don't know. It's gonna go like 80, and then it's gonna go like up a hill and tumble down." You go like, "Why do you bother putting all this paint on it?" I don't know, just because it's fun.
Yeah, it's the fun of it.
Yep.
Yeah. We also have RC Johnny with us. He's from Canada. He lives about 4 hours from me.
Is that close for like being in Canada? That's like a local to you?
Yeah, for Canada, yeah, 4-hour drive is close.
Okay.
Well, let's just say Ontario, in Canada, Ontario, that's a province I live in, is about the size of France.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
and people are spread out a lot. So, yeah, for us driving 4 or 5 hours, that's nothing.
Oh, you have a sticker wall.
Yeah, RC Johnny, why don't you show us your sticker wall?
Oh yeah, I can show you your sticker.
I see it now.
Yeah.
There's my sticker. Canadian flag in the tank. So RC Johnny listens and watches a lot of channels.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And you just got a Wheelie King, eh?
Yeah.
That's your newest one, I think.
Yeah.
You were playing in the water in the mud with it the other day. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fully waterproof, so.
Is it like one of those new ones with the new style body with the black and the orange and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Or is it the Bronco version that they have?
No, it's like.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Just like a pickup truck.
Yeah, that's nice.
I have the same one, and I gave it 4-wheel steering.
Got my sticker there too.
Cool.
Yeah.
And RC Johnny also has a bunch of other crawlers. He has some little cars, and he does like doing modification also.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
I already subscribed to you.
Yep, that's me.
Cool.
Looks like I have a lot of channels to check out after this chat.
Yeah. In your Hangout, all the people that joined the chat are actually going to be, all their name are going to show up there. But the links on the site that we see, the link on the site that we see, those are all going to go away.
Okay. Oh, that is good to know. Then I can kind of backtrack afterwards.
I posted Johnny's channel.
Yeah, Johnny's channel just got posted on the right side there.
Okay.
Click below and join now.
I'm looking. What else do you have sitting behind you over there? You have a Mini Cooper, a Tamiya.
Me? You're talking about me?
Mr. Kank, François. Yeah?
Yeah, over there I have a Wraith. This is Sebastian's Wraith. This is an M03 that I got off somebody, which I had to fix. I ended up putting more parts in it than the car was actually worth, but I got it fixed. And I got my 12 Finder too. And I also have my box for my Jeep Rubicon, the kit that I got.
Yeah, it seems like everybody is like equally paranoid about throwing away a box, as I am. Hold on, I will. If you want to see something that you won't see on my channel for the next couple of weeks, am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
Yeah.
I put you as a presenter now.
Okay.
If we speak, you won't cut out.
Hold on, let me grab something real quick over here.
Yeah, my wife keeps telling me to get rid of my boxes.
Yeah, well, you know, women only care about buying curtains and shit like that, so. I'm saying it as a really safe distance from my wife, who is sitting in the living room.
I do that all the time.
Who is her kick the living shit out of me? She heard it. Hold on. I will show you the reason why I was in the States 2 months ago. Hopefully without dropping my laptop.
Nah, dropping is not good. Gee, you got a good battery on there.
What, on my laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's new. The other one didn't last 5 minutes anymore, and that's when I usually go swap them out. Hold on, I need to see how to open this thing. Now, this is probably the coolest RC story that you've heard, or at least it's the coolest thing that I've experienced in RC. Just let me know when the sound cuts out, because it's also a bit of a long story.
So you're actually doing a live unboxing then?
Yeah, well, no, I'm giving you a live preview on a video that I think is going to be pretty big on my own channel, because it's such an awesome background story. Do you guys know Urban RC LA?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a friend of mine. His name is Reed, and Reed called me at the end of February, and he said, "Listen, I have a shoot coming up for a company called Qualcomm. Have any of you heard of Qualcomm?"
Not me.
Qualcomm is the number 29 largest company in the United States, and they hold a lot of patents when it comes to new technology. And they're working on wireless charging technology for example, cars.
Okay, yes. Now it rings a bell, yes. I remember that, seeing a couple articles from them.
Anyway, Qualcomm needed to have 10 custom RC car bodies, not just paint, but also the entire shape, for a commercial shoot that was supposed to happen in Miami. And Reed asked me if I could help him make these bodies, make that happen. So we only had a 3D drawing, and we had nothing else, so we needed to start from scratch. So anyway, long story short, this thing, it is beat to hell. That's because we have driven the living crap out of it in Miami. I'm not sure if it's in the screen because my screen is lagging a tiny bit, it seems. But this is a 1 out of 10 replica of a Formula E car, so an electric Formula 1 car, as used in a commercial shoot. That's also why it's completely beaten up. I will restore it to its former glory. But that's the reason why I was in the United States. So I needed to fly out to LA first to build and paint 10 custom RC cars. Got to hang out with Reed over there for 6 days, and then we needed to fly out to Miami. And in Miami, I have actually driven this car, and I have battled it against a real Formula E car, driven by Lucas de Graaf, for 2 days. And we were staying at this 5-star hotel in South Beach during spring break, and it was just totally awesome.
Wow. I just got a message from Chris from GCM Racing. He was supposed to join in, but now he just told me that he can't join in. So, it's too bad.
It was a problem in the beginning also. I tried a couple times.
Oh yeah? No, it's not that he can't join in. It's not possible for him to join in.
Oh, okay.
Because of other things that's going on. It's not technology-wise. He just said he has a problem with his kids right now. So.
Okay.
HemiStorm.
Yeah.
The car is a prototype or only the body?
Only the body. What? Hold on. Let me take off the body real quick.
Okay. And what kind of chassis is under the body?
This is a Tamiya F104.
Okay.
Let's see, because I'm not sure where you guys are looking currently, so I will just really slowly rotate it around.
I put you as a presenter. So it is a Tamiya truck, but you did a custom body for it, for him?
Tamiya F104, and we altered the steering servo. We had different receivers going on, and we put, of course, some castle power in there. Usually these come with a brushed setup. We had to build cars that would do different things. So one of them needed to be set up for drifting. One of them needed to be set up for speed runs, and there was like a whole storyboard, so they all needed to do something different. So we had some of them we were running brushed, some of them we were running on a 4600 kilovolt Sidewinder 3 combo by Castle Creations, and others. That's the one that I'm showing you over here. This was a 5700 kilovolt brushless setup on a Sidewinder 3. On theory, that thing will do, I don't even know, I think like 110 or 120 miles an hour. But before you reach that, before you even reach half that, the thing becomes airborne and totally uncontrollable, and you just lose every aspect of control over it. But it was a really cool project to work on, for sure.
So when is that commercial coming out?
That commercial is coming out in approximately 1 week, and that's also when you will see my first video appearing, where I'm standing on a rooftop in downtown LA painting 10 cars at the very same time, having a ton of fun while doing that, by the way.
Yeah, so you can't release your video until the promotional video, the commercial is actually out.
Well, I chose not to. But I could have done that, but I chose not to. So that's been sitting in my vault also, so I could fine-tune it a bit. Also because I was waiting for this car to come in at my place, because this was sent to me by from the client, just to keep it as like a souvenir. So it's really cool. It was a really cool gig. So the LA footage isn't the only footage that you will be seeing. You will be also seeing some footage from Miami. Just on the day of the shoot, we of course didn't manage to get a whole lot of footage just because we were too busy running the cars and being dragged around the set. But yeah.
Cool. So now that you got the template done for that F1 body, you're going to put those for sale on your site?
I'm not sure yet. I'm working on getting some licensing for it. I think that would be cool, and then if that does happen, then it will be a future offering, not just for the 10 scale Tamiya F1s, but also for the 5th scale for the Lauterbacher. That's also why I see my Lauterbacher sitting there with an unpainted body. Just because I do like those bodies, the stock F1 bodies that we got going on currently, but I think they lack a certain modernism to them. Also, all of the more recent F1 bodies that have been coming out, I don't really like them, and I think that this Formula E body would really freshen up those type of platforms, whether that's the FG F1s or the RS5 F1s or a Lauterbacher. That doesn't really matter.
Cool.
They're all sort of the same wheelbase, and they all have more or less the same layout. And I think also Castle has recently released 12S electric system. I think once you drop that in a 5th scale F1 car, that you have something that, well, you have monstrous capacity when it comes to batteries. And if you combine that with some modern looks, then you have a killer RC car, really.
Yeah, I guess. Cool. We have RC Marty that just joined us.
Hey guys.
Hey Marty.
How are you doing, Chris?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man, I'm good. How's you guys doing?
Chit-chatting about RC. The fun
Nice.
parts.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, François, I've been dying to ask you, where are you from? Are you from Northern Ontario or from Quebec?
Me? I'm from Ottawa.
Ottawa. Okay.
So it's pretty close to the border of Quebec, but
yeah, absolutely. You're next close to Gatineau, right?
yes.
Okay, right.
And you're from where?
I'm from maybe 4 hours away from Montreal and Quebec.
Okay. Quebec City?
In Saguenay.
Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where my dad comes from.
Really?
Yep.
You must be a great guy then.
Oh, we all are.
Absolutely.
Simard, there's a bunch of them still over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to quickly leave and join back in because my screen is completely frozen up.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, there's a big event coming. Not our first RC four-wheel drive that's hosting it, but they are sponsoring it. That's going to be in Quebec City. Are you going to that one?
I haven't heard about it yet.
Oh no?
I haven't.
Last year was their second time, I think, second or first time. But it's RC Crawler Quebec, I think, on Facebook.
Okay.
There's a couple links for it, but I should have a bookmark. Let me find it and post it for the people here that are wants to come, anyways.
Cool. That's it's kind of the Recon G6 kind of thing, right?
Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah.
For the local guys.
Yeah. It's only a couple hours away from me, so.
We talk about this, what locally means in Canada.
Oh man, it's incredible. We're
4 hours, 5 hours. That's local.
Yeah, we're thinly spread out. That's for sure.
I will leave 3 countries, I think, in 4 hours.
Hey, that's also RC Johnny, man.
Hey,
How are you doing, bud?
good.
Nice. The sticker wall's coming along, right?
Yeah.
Has Kevin or FPV Vids have joined? They are or not?
No, they're not joining. SPV Vids won't be with us. He told me he was not going to join. Kevin,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Have you
But
guys
on the
watched?
side, on the chat window on the side, I put a link to Quebec RC. They're the one doing it and hosting it.
Okay.
Am I back? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Darn, he's back. He found his way back. Darn. And I posted also the Facebook event invite, and on that invite, there's a bunch of links to the Google site. I'll put that too.
Thank you.
But there's a lot of info there, and I'm actually going with GCM Racing, and I'm going to represent GCM Racing there with Chris from GCM because I'm one of the French guy that he knows that is going to be able to help the French-speaking people over there.
Absolutely. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's kind of an RC four-wheel drive event, Chris, coming up in Quebec City. So I was just talking about that. That's coming up. And I'm wearing my shirt from his last event.
Oh, looking good, man.
So RC Johnny, do you know what Kevin is doing?
You guys the one who actually reminded me that there's a hangout today, but I'm not sure where he is right now.
Okay.
Probably shooting some vid, right?
Probably.
Have you guys seen IREC RC's last unboxing video of the new Capo Jeep?
Nope. Did he get one?
Yeah, he just posted it like half an hour ago or so.
And who was that?
IREC RC.
IROC? Okay, so IROC got one.
Yeah, he already got one, and it looks sick, man. I'm not sure I'd be ready to dish out like $2,500 or $3,000 on a 10 scale scaler, but
Yeah, but how much money do you actually have in your rig right now?
in mine, I don't know, man.
It must be close to that, but it's in one shot. That's what hurts.
I'd rather not count.
Hey, but the capo, isn't it an 8 scale?
Oh, is it, Chris? It might be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a bit bigger. Yeah, I'm a bit divided about that capo car. I think most of the fun about building like a super scaler, what you see on the Scale Builders Guild, whether that's members like Pardon My Noob or I'm That Guy or Headquake. Everybody knows Headquake.
Yeah.
The coolest thing is you start out with 2 frame rails and you select like the right type of rims and tires, and then you take it from there and you build something that is as true as you can make it with your own skills, and something that you may or may not spend a lot of money on building, depending on if you can construct your own upgrades or if you can purchase them. And then you throw all of that together and then you have your personalized vehicle. And I'm not sure how that's going to be with the Capo RC. In a way, I think it is really cool that something of that finesse is coming out. And in another way, it's kind of like you're cutting corners, because it's sort of like showing up at a hot rod meet with a car that isn't really a hot rod, but a car that you just purchased and put together to look like a hot rod. Does it make any sense or not?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's kind of like buying a new Challenger Hellcat for going at the drag track, you know, at the drag races, instead of building your own drag car.
Exactly. But it's kind of like in like the biker scene, you know. It's kind of like having a custom Harley built or buying a CVO out of the factory, and then thank God that people I know that buy a CVO from the factory completely pick it apart as soon as they come home and they start customizing it, you know.
Yeah.
That I can respect. But yeah, so I don't know. I can see a lot of these ending up on shelves as like the ultimate scale shelf queen, because I have real practical use for running them.
Yeah. But I got to admit, man, the cool factor was there. The build quality seems to be totally out of this world, but after seeing...
And I don't think, considering that, I don't think that the price tag is too bad, because I can see a lot of people nagging about the price tag. Now, I have more than that sitting in my Glenda 2, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, easy.
Mm-hmm. But after seeing the kind of mechanical problems that Aaron got with the 8x8 they sent him, I'm kind of at the border with Capo. They build cool rigs, but are they that usable and that tough? I don't know, man.
That's what well, I got a blank. Harley was talking about how tough are they going to be on his last hangout last night. We were talking about it, and how robust, because since it looks so scaled, they made everything smaller, so the gears are going to be smaller. There's a lot of things that are going to be smaller. So a lot of people are saying, or he was saying, it's probably going to be like a don't scratch the paint kind of rig, and more true to scale when you're actually driving it. Is not too much abuse.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah, which in a way is nice, but in another way, it's also sort of defeating the purpose.
Yeah. It kind of does, man.
It is. Like, I built my trail finder, and I did such a nice job on the paint. It looked awesome, and I said, I am not going to scratch it. I am not going to scratch it. First time I took it out, there's a mud hole. I'm in it. I'm flipping. I'm doing all kind of things. Lose a mirror, lose the other mirror. I didn't care anymore as soon as I hit the trail. But when I was building it, I was saying, I'm going to be careful. But as soon as I hit the trail, it's like, the hell with it. I'm just having
You're taking $2,300 out on the trail, and you're constantly, like, sweating your ass off because you don't want to, like, scratch it or whatnot. I mean, in what situation in real life does a hand 8 times the size of a real hand appear to pick up your car and put it someplace different around obstacles that are 8 times the size of normal obstacles, like pebbles turn into ginormous boulders and stuff like that. And then you need to like drive your way through it. I don't want to drive through my backyard if my normal car was scaled down 8 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so it will be the ultimate selfie, but it's cool. It's cool that they actually built it.
Yeah, I know I would cringe, man. At the first tumble off from a hill or something, I would cringe the heck up, man.
Yeah.
Just seeing the metal body being scratched up and all beat up on the rocks, man, I would be like...
Well, some guys are saying they're going to buy one and keep it unboxed, keep it in the box, keep it for 10 years, and maybe in 10 years from now it's going to be worth $100,000 because it's going to be like an untouch and unbox, and just like some of the RCs from Tamiya's.
Be a classic, but I'm not in that bandwagon, you know. Buying an RC, keeping it in box. If I'm gonna put money on the table to buy an RC, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it and abuse it. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, you use it, you abuse it, you upgrade it, you use it some more, and it becomes like part of you in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't really see that. I don't know. I think you need to be like in a different mind state to use a car like that Capo.
Mm-hmm.
We are slowly but surely, I think, getting there. Also with fifth scale, you see more detail popping up. You see these licensed bodies popping up. You know, the Mini WRC is out right now by Losi, which you of course need to drive a bit differently than you would drive a Losi 5T, for example.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we're doing things to these cars that you would never do to a car in real life, because you need to amplify everything times 5. I mean, I take my fifth scales. When I take them out, I jump them 10 meters. That means that if I would take a real car out, I would jump it like 50 meters. There's no way in hell that it would survive that. You know what I mean? So it's
that's rock nor the guy sitting in.
Have you ever watched some of the videos from GCM Racing about this guy in Ottawa? His name is Sean. He built his truck from scratch. Even his frame. He does his frame. He does all his bodies are styrene. Like, it's just crazy.
I stumbled across one of Sean's threads on Scale Builders Guild today, I think, because he goes by the name of Scaler.
Yeah.
And I saw that Dodge panel van that he's building, and that is really impressive stuff.
Just watch on the site. I put a link there if you want to copy that link. It's from GCM. That's when he was introducing all his other truck. He's built about 50 of them. When he sits down at his table and he starts working at night,
okay, well, hey, welcome back.
It's just crazy the amount of time. Like, he builds it 2-3 weeks, he's done. Like, it's if he concentrates and builds it, it's crazy how fast he does it now. And on the last video from GCM, he actually explains that he does it faster now because he's got some templates and some tricks of how he actually builds it. But it's pretty fast how he builds it.
Yeah, I think in a way it is like Rick, like Headquake. He has a really fast turnover with his bodies. If he starts a project, he can be done in 2 weeks, which is astonishing, especially when you consider the amount of detail that he puts in. But yeah, man, those guys that build them from scratch, my hat is off to them, because that is some amazing work, really. I know firsthand how difficult it is to build with styrene, because Michael Lende, that was my first try ever with styrene. But yeah, that is cool stuff for sure.
And the Galende body turned out great, man. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Which body was that?
My Land Rover.
Yes. Okay.
And as far as durability goes for the styrene, does it hold up to being scratched and bumped?
Yeah, very well. It's just that I really cannot get any supplies over there in Norway, because we don't seem to be a very styrene-minded country.
Yeah.
So the glue, I had like what do you call it? Like some sort of bond, plastic bond, or
Okay.
I don't know. I have it somewhere sitting in my hobby room. Plastrucks, something like that.
Oh yeah.
That type of stuff, you cannot get it over here. So I needed to fly that in illegally from the States. So that's the type of issues that you run into over here.
Okay, so
So that makes for a really lengthy build process as well at the same time.
So having to put repairs on the body would be a big turn off for you, right?
Sorry?
Having to put repairs to the body would be a bit complicated for you since it's so tough getting the products to you, right?
No, what I usually do when I do order stuff is that I order more than I need, so I always have some in stock. So I also have some styrene in stock and I have some Plastruck Bondine in stock. So
Okay.
I'm all good.
Cool.
I'll be right back, guys. You guys
No
keep chatting.
Yeah, that for me was the very first styrene project that I worked on.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing when you dip your toe in a new part of the hobby, what kind of, well, I will call it ignorance you run into, because people then say, oh, you know, you're the guy from the Lexan bodies.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that you will be able to pull anything off with a hard body, and I just think that is a really narrow-minded and odd mentality, because whether you're into Lexan or you're into hard bodies, that really doesn't matter. I also see this almost fascist Facebook groups about superscalers, and you cannot join if you're going to talk about Lexan bodies, which is utter nonsense, because it's those two worlds together, that's the entire hobby.
Yeah.
And liking one aspect of the hobby doesn't mean that you cannot get involved in another aspect of the hobby, or being good at one part of the hobby doesn't mean that you also it doesn't rule out that you can become good at another part of the hobby. So that's just a bit of an odd mentality, I find.
Yeah, and people tend to
still love what you can do with Lexan. Yeah, people tend to take it way too serious.
You know, you have people on different Facebook groups asking questions about that kind of that type of vehicles or that brand and everything, and there will always be brand loyalty and brand bashing on Facebook groups and different forums, and sometimes it ticks me off. You know, if a kid is starting in
that, it's also people who tend to forget that at some point they were also new in the hobby.
Absolutely.
And I mean, these are people who call themselves like RC experts or RC professionals. I mean, I never heard a lamer term than that. We were all new at some point, and we all needed to learn at some point. And everybody has. I mean, there are no stupid questions really.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has had questions at some point that needed answering, and not everybody can find what they're looking for on Google.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I just think it's weird when people stamp themselves with some sort of a elite status, making them superior to others. When it comes to stuff that's really supposed to be about fun and about having a good time in your spare time, you know?
Yeah. Because how many of us are doing this professionally? I don't know any. You know, there are a few. But there are a few people that are racing RCs for a living, and that's maybe 0.5% of everyone who's owning an RC car.
Mind you, me as well. I'm fully aware that I'm absolutely fortunate to have been able to do this for a living for a while now. But I'm also really aware that it is absolutely futile, so it can be over any minute. I'm just enjoying it as long as I can, and as soon as my passion runs out, or as soon as it doesn't pay the bills anymore, for example, I need to go and do something else, which is perfectly fine by me as well.
Yeah.
Just as long as I can, I will really enjoy it, and that's what I'm currently doing.
Yeah, but the fact that it's working for you is also because of your approach, the approach you have to it. You know, you're very straightforward. You don't give any bullshit. you either like something or not. You know, you're not trying to get with the big companies or everything. You're getting what you like, and just you're not talking about the things you don't like. Instead of just bashing on the stuff you don't like, you just focus on the stuff you like. You know.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's good feedback, by the way. I appreciate that. But yeah, I tend to not beat around the bush. So if I know for a fact that something is like that something is the way it is, I got a lot of criticism on me sharing some info about how the Lozi DBXL came to be. I mean, this is stuff that I know for a fact because I'm like a business insider. I'm not trying to bash a product or anything.
Yeah.
Just laying some info out in the open, and I mean, I do have the other Lozi truck as well, so I'm really in a position to compare the two, and I can instantly tell you that one is superior to the other, and how superior is it? You know, yeah, that's up to people for themselves to decide if they want to save up. But if you ask me, then I would save up and get like that car. And I mean, I never try to push my opinion on other people that watch my videos. I mean, I'm not there to sell them stuff or whatnot. I'm just showing what is currently on my table and what I'm currently consumed with. I mean, people will right now they will experience an overload on Yeti XL stuff.
Yeah.
On my YouTube channel, and I mean for my YouTube channel growth and whatnot, you need to be as versatile as possible. So I'm really not doing that. I'm really doing a bad job at that. But it's also because I don't care about that. I'm just about what I'm really consumed with at the moment. And for me, at this moment, that's the Yeti XL.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I gotta go eat for now.
You're leaving?
Yeah, gotta go eat supper.
RC Johnny's leaving now. We're all gonna have to leave now.
We're all eating lunch at RC Johnny's.
Harley did the same thing to me last night. I told the guy, okay, I gotta leave now. Harley goes, darn, we're all gonna have to leave now. No,
yeah.
Okay, thanks for joining, RC Johnny.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye. Bye.
But my nachos are almost done, though. That's my wife is making nachos and chicken wings tonight. That's a special request from Sebastien.
Oh,
you're one lucky man.
Yeah. And Sebastien did good in your video tank, driving the SX10.
Yeah. Which one did he out of the barn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to check out those barn videos.
Yeah, big thumbs up on the barn, man.
Yeah, it's a nice barn. There's so much possibility with that thing. Even like one of the guys was saying that maybe setting up some night lights. You know, those little LEDs you pick up with a sensor, and they just light up a little bit. So putting those in the barn some places. There's so much thing. I still got to build the doors for them. So there's so much possibility where I can bring this. It's fun.
Are you thinking about building a ramp to be able to climb on the second floor? Or?
Yes. So when people come over, because I have a trail at the back, and on a couple of my videos I show my trail at the back. I call it TTC at the Sims, and I do have the Facebook page for that. But when people come over and have fun on my trail at the back, it's more of a scale trail. There's no rocks. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of dirt. There's woods. There's all kind of things to go over. When people come, they like it, and I do a couple different things. But I will do a ramp to go up the barn, but it won't be there all the time. I will take it off, but when people come over, I'll make something that turns and that goes in that makes it very hard to actually climb up.
Ah, cool.
So you have to look up Norwegian farms and the way that they look, because I had never seen it before I moved here, but Norwegian farms have a tendency to have a dirt ramp leading to the first story on a barn, usually with a tight bend. I'm not sure why, but most of the Norwegian farms have that going on.
so you can park their cows or whatever on top of the barn?
God knows where they can park there, but they all have it.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing with the barn, the way I build it, the way the roof is, theoretically, I should be able to take some logs that looks like a tree and lean it on the barn and make mimic somebody that wants to come and actually climb over the barn with the truck. It's going to be so much fun. Different thing I can do with that thing. So.
Oh, very cool, man.
Is it heavy?
No, it's not heavy at all. I can actually lift it very easily by myself right now because the wood is so thin. All the boards around it are just a 1/4 inch thick, and the other boards that goes up on an angle, they're 5/8 by 5/8. So no, it's not heavy right now. Once I do the roof, it probably will be, if depending what I select to do the shingles. The more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of maybe painting them on. But if I had somebody helping, or not the patient, I do have the patience. It's the time I would take wood shingles, take a knife and cut all the wood shingles small into 1/10 to actually put them all on as a real shingle roof. That would be cool to do.
Would take a lot of time, though.
It would take a lot of time, but like most thing, if you take time to do it, it's going to look awesome at the end. If you rush it,
I'm not sure it would take that much. Well, it would take time, but I'm not sure it would be too complicated to make those loose shingles. If you have wood if you use the cutoff and you have like a chisel, just the way that they make them in real life. You have a chisel and you just start hacking them up, all be nice and sort of uneven, but you do have like the base shape.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. I was actually thinking about that today when I was looking at the barn. I was outside cutting my grass and looking at it and then thinking about, well, if I take shingles, take a knife and cut a whole bunch, and then I can, just cut them at random for the width. But then how would I stick them on? I'm thinking glue.
That's my question.
Glue, yeah.
But then the glue, how will that hold outside in the weather?
If you take construction glue, like
I think if you have some,
PL Premium or something like that, it comes in a tube, or
PL Premium would probably be better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you want to say something, or you just want to make sure your presence was sensed?
No, I exchanged my USB from first to the second.
Cool.
And I have an external microphone preamp. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So, but I have a question to HemiStorm.
Yeah.
What is your job and what was your job? What do you learn training?
My job right now is making 5th scale parts. And my job before was I was a carpenter, so I used to be in construction ever since I was when I was 13. I started with my dad, and then when I finished school at the age of 17, it's not because I was a dropout, it's just because I was done really early.
Dropout.
I got accepted at this arts university that I never went to because I really wasn't in the mood for that, because I feel like creativity should not be channeled in any way, shape, or form. And then I decided that I wanted to become handy, and not like regular handy, but I wanted to become like super handy. So I wanted to be able to, in theory, build my entire house by myself. So I wanted to learn plumbing, I wanted to learn electricity, I wanted to learn tiling, I wanted to learn everything there is to know about carpentry. I wanted to know as much as I could about architecture. I wanted to learn how to paint, like houses, not just shells. Yeah, so that's what I spent 10 years doing. And then I started HemiStorm as a side gig, and then after a year I got so much work through HemiStorm, and it became such a, I don't know, such a time-consuming thing that I needed to choose either continuing carpentry or continue with HemiStorm. And this was also around the time when I was already dead set on not staying in Holland forever. So HemiStorm is kind of my ticket out, if that makes any sense, because I can do this from any part in the world that I choose to do. And carpentry, you're always sort of depending on people hearing about you and people recommending it to others. So you tend to stay in the same circle if you don't really venture out.
I put your website link on the side, which is HemiStorm.com. If anybody wants to.
The website is in dire need of a big upgrade. Anyway, we will see in a few months.
Cool. I ask because your thumbnails, for example, are really professional, and my thoughts where you have a background like cinematography or video shooting or something like that, huh?
Oh, thanks. That is a really good compliment. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing video-wise, or I have no idea. The first year on my channel, I used the ghettoest stuff that you can get your hands on. So I used a completely worn-out laptop with Windows Live Movie Maker. That's what I ran for the entire first year. I did buy a decent DSLR camera. A friend of mine is a professional photographer, so he explained me sort of the basics on how to do stuff. And after that, I started to learn everything myself. So after 1 year, I bought a second-hand iMac. I don't have like fancy stuff or like high-dollar materials. So after a year, I bought a used iMac for $350 or $400. That thing is from 2010. That's where I edit. I use Final Cut Pro. I watched a lot of YouTube videos to learn how to edit and to learn how to use it. Then I bought, somebody said, oh my God, you know, it's really, you make nice stuff, but it's really dark over there. So that's why I have these two retarded lights pointing in my face right now. Those cost me like, I don't know, like $150, or I got them for my birthday actually. And then the first really expensive thing that I bought, and that's because, you know, I drink a lot of coffee and I do a lot of smoking, so I don't have like the steadiest hands when it comes to filming. I can't do like super nice fan shots or stuff like that, just also because I'm not trained in it. So I bought a slider just to get some, so all the cool, super close-up stuff that you see that's like halfway smooth, that's all done with my slider. And right now I also bought a motor for my slider. I bought like an automatic pan system, and I'm learning how to work all that stuff, and I'm just by trial and error I'm finding out what works and what doesn't work, sort of.
Okay.
But there's a lot to be improved still.
It was enough to win something named Newton.
Huh?
I pissed my pants when I heard you won the award named Newton.
You said what?
What was the name from the award you won a couple weeks ago?
Oh yeah, the award you won there.
Gulfsnuten.
Newton, yes.
Yeah.
You know what it means in German.
No, but I can imagine that it means something really nasty.
What does it mean?
It means bitches.
Pictures?
Bitches.
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 Well, there were a lot of bitches there.
When I saw it.
No, let me tell you, there were a lot of bitches there as well, because I don't know what it is with Norwegian YouTube channels, but they're either there about gaming, so there's people playing Minecraft for the dear life of them. These people never come outside, while it is so nice here to be outside. And I do not understand gaming channels. This will most likely cost me like 5,000 subscribers or whatnot, but I don't care. I don't care about gaming at all. I played GTA 5 for 2 weeks. When I'm done with a game, I'm done with a game. Minecraft, I don't understand it. It's like watching Lego on a computer screen. So I guess I'm just getting really old. And then we have beauty bloggers. So that's in a way that's where like the bitches come in, because there were a lot of people who focus way too much on having like hair extensions, perky tits, and a tight ass over there, who are really, I mean, they're not fun to talk to because they're so consumed by the way that they'll look, and if they're showing the right side of their face when talking to you, and I don't care any of that shit. So yeah, tons of bitches over there. But I got the award and they didn't, so that was pretty funny.
Cool.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was hilarious because I don't fit into that entire YouTube clique, because the only thing you could see over there was people holding their cameras like this. You know, nobody was having a direct conversation. Everybody was like talking into the camera, and I was there sitting with my wife, going like, "What the hell is going on over there?" And then to top it all off, I won the award, and nobody had a clue who I was. That was hilarious.
You were probably sticking out like a sore thumb, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man,
probably going to your wife.
I was standing there with people who have YouTube channels where, I mean, everybody needs to do as they please, because I'm not one to judge, but I was there with people who were nominated in the lifestyle category for smearing Nutella on their face. You know, videos like that. I'm not sure how that's a lifestyle, but I mean, what I do is actually a lifestyle. I got RC standing all over the fucking place over here. Smearing Nutella on your face is not a lifestyle. Buying a new bra and showing off a new bra and your perky tits in front of a camera is not a lifestyle. I can understand that your thumbnail gets you more views than my thumbnail gets, but it is not a fucking lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. Smearing Nutella on your face is just stupid. But I mean, all those 12-year-olds, they dig that shit. So there were a bunch of 12-year-olds standing there clapping, going like, you know, those guys are gonna win. It's the Team Nutella for the win. And then I won, and they were like, what? And then you can also see, I'm not sure if you've seen that clip, but then the thing was, you needed to like run through the audience, and then there was like all these 12-year-olds like wanting to high five you, and I did that for 5 minutes, 5 meters, and I was like, hold on, you know, this feels kind of awkward. I'll just clap the rest of the way because it was.
You don't even know me, right?
Yeah.
They don't even know who you are. You know?
Yeah. And I mean,
he's up there. Let's high five him.
It was just really weird.
I will watch again with these infos.
And then the funniest thing is that back in my old hometown in Holland, people had gotten like the idea that I had won an award, but they didn't exactly know what for. So at some point, people come up to my dad over in Holland. They go like, "Yeah, did Chris win Idols in Norway?" And he's like, "What?" You know. So it was really funny.
Man, that's the power of TV and the internet, man.
Oh, it's hilarious. I would have never thought that I would that I would be on TV. And right now, first I was in the evening news in Norway, and then after that, a month later, I won that award, which is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, it's a funny world, and you can do two things, you know, when you appear on the news or when you win an award. You can like put that in your channel description, or you can like present yourself as being like an award-winning, news-covered YouTube channel, or you can just go like, yeah, you know, that was fucking hilarious. That's a story that I can tell my grandchildren in a few decades. That's my approach. It's a hilarious experience to be on TV like that once.
Cool. Guys, just let me take you off presentation. Okay, my little guy just ran to me, told me my nachos are ready. So
go eat.
Yeah. So if you, Chris, it's up to you. I can leave the chat on. You guys can chit chat while I go eat, or do you have other things to do? It's up to you. I'm sure that everybody else wants to talk and chit chat. I can leave this on and come back in a bit.
But before you leave,
Your audio is out again, Chris.
Before you leave, I'm going to make an announcement for the next Saturday because I'm going to make a hangout.
Sounds good. Send an invite.
Okay.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
Ah.
Okay.
I was saying I'm not out of beer yet, and I still have a few left. So as far as I'm concerned, you can leave it on. But
Okay,
I'll let it depend on the other people.
You guys want to chit chat with Chris?
I still have about maybe 15 minutes left before I go out. So.
Okay, I'll leave it on. I'll just mute myself, and I'll be back in a bit.
Are you such a loud eater?
No. No.
Just bring the nachos, thank.
Yeah.
Nachos and wings. Nachos and wings.
Nachos and wings. Have any of the guys seen Chris's video when he built this treehouse for his girls?
Yes.
Yes, we see it.
That was quite a build, man.
Yeah, that was my I liked that video more than any of my other videos to do.
Yeah.
When I moved to Norway, let me explain how this came to be. When I moved to Norway, we lived, me and my wife, this was before we were married. First we lived in a rental apartment, and it was a really small apartment. It wasn't even 60 square meters. So in square feet, it's like not even 600 square foot.
Yeah.
And with two really super small kids, that's kind of a nightmare. Plus, we had no real personal outside space over there, so no real place for the kids to play. Not without getting harassed by the landlord's kids, who were two. I doubt that they're watching this. Two nightmares of kids, by the way. So no real place for them to play outside. And then I said, you know what, once we buy a house and once we move from here, and if we have a garden that's big enough, I will build you guys a playhouse. So that was like one of the first things on the agenda when we moved in over here, was build them a playhouse. So the first summer that I had some spare time, I built them a playhouse. It of course got completely out of hand because it was going to be something simple, and I failed terribly at doing simple stuff, usually.
And then the ex-contractor came in and took over and built that crazy big-ass playhouse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was awesome, man. I would have loved to get a treehouse like a playhouse like that when I was a kid, man.
Yeah, and me too. And that's the thing, you know. Right now, I have the skills to make one of those, and I have the opportunity to make one of those just because the plot is big enough. Yeah, I just wanted to give them something that's really theirs, their hangout space.
Yeah.
Put it like that. I don't know. It's maybe this is like way too personal, but when my wife, when she moved out with her ex, he stayed in their former house, so that was always like their home, to put it like that.
Yeah.
And it is not difficult to build a house, but it is way more challenging to build a home. And I wanted to give the kids like another home, or at least as close as I could make it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can do two things, you know. When they turn 5, you can either buy each of them their own iPad and spend a shitload of money on that, or you can put in an actual effort to make sure that they know that you care, and to make sure that they feel at home, and build them something like a treehouse if you have the skills.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I decided to do.
This will be like, you know, life-lasting memories for them, right?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I mean, it also they will be able to use this well, for the next 10 years, because I made it big enough inside, so it's like really usable space. Mm-hmm. So you can actually, if you're 2 adults, you can sleep in there. So whenever we have guests, I always let them choose You know, they can stay in a room of the house, or they can sleep in the tree house. Most people want to sleep in the tree house just because, you know, that's like fun and like different.
It's just too cool.
So
man.
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, in fact, I got my sister coming over in let's see, in 2 weeks with my nephew, and they're also going to stay in the tree house. And I always just for the form, I always check with the girls. Yeah, is it okay if they stay in the tree house? And I always think it's super awesome when people have sleepover in the tree house.
So the guests have to make reservations with your girls, right?
Yeah. It's almost to that point indeed. Yeah. It's fun.
That's nice, man.
I watched your treehouse video few minutes ago, and it's awesome. It's incredible.
Thanks. And you know, it didn't cost me a whole lot either, because I was building a new deck around the house. So I had a bit of a surplus in materials, and I just ordered like a tiny bit extra. If you're doing like a big project like that, it's so easy to get a discount. And a lot of the stuff was like freebies. So my dad had brought me some old window from Holland, and the roof tiles, they were laying around in the basement of my wife's grandfather. So I picked those up. So yeah, all in all, I didn't spend a whole lot of money building it. It's just the time and the effort, and you know, making it into something that's cool, and you don't have to be confirm any building regulations or any architectural structure. That's you could just make it up as you go and just improvise. So that's cool.
That's what's big.
How much money and time do you put into the treehouse?
I think the treehouse, well, I think it cost me approximately, in dollars, it would have cost me, I think, perhaps $1,200.
Okay.
But I mean, that's like including everything. And I think for a house that size, that it isn't bad at all, because it is. Let's see. Do you want me to explain it in feet or in meters? How big it is?
Meters.
The platform is 4 by 4 meters, and then the actual inside space of the house is like 2 by 3, something like that.
Okay.
So it is quite big.
And professional, man. It's so professional.
Yeah, it's bigger than my room here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 meter and 50 and 3 meter 50 and 3 meter 50. Something.
Yeah, but your ceiling is a bit higher, isn't it?
I hope so.
Because around the porch, if I do go in, I really need to duck down when I go inside. Inside of the treehouse, it's the ceiling is quite high. I think the rooftop sits at measured from the floor. I got about 2 meters 20. So that's good. You can just stand up and walk in there. It's just when you go through the door, you need to duck down because all of that stuff is kid size.
You kind of feel like Gandalf going to a Hobbit village, right?
Yeah, you know, when the lawn is cut and when the trees are blossoming and when you see the kids playing in there, it kind of feels a bit weird when you look at it because everything is sort of proportionally correct.
And you're on a scale.
Yeah, you almost feel like you're 2 meters long or something, you know, walking out there.
That's cool, man.
And I've never seen more puzzled people when they come into the driveway here and they see it for the first time. But they're like, "What the hell? How big or how small is that? How big is it?" No, they can't really make sense of it because everything is sort of in that proportion.
Yeah. And it's, you know, you've built it and designed it as a real house, just a smaller real house, you know. It doesn't look toyish or it doesn't look like a kid's house. It really looks like it's smaller, but a really, really real house, you know?
Yeah, and I tried to blend in some elements. So, of course, I learned carpentry in Holland.
Yeah.
You got a lot of old houses over there. So I was brought up doing renovation and restoration carpentry, which is also the most challenging form of carpentry that you could find. And my dad, he taught me everything that I know, because he's been doing renovation and restoration like all of his life. So I got like a lot of tricks of the trade, and I also learned how to improvise, because that's the most important thing. Not just with carpentry, by the way, but also with RCs.
Mm-hmm.
When the need to improvise is there, and when you need to like think out of the box, that's when cool stuff starts to happen. A lot of tricks that I picked up, and a lot of style that I picked up in carpentry, that comes from that whole era when my dad taught me how to do certain things. And so a lot of elements that you see, a lot of it is Dutch. I also had a look around over here, of course, in the nearby area to see how people build the houses over here. Took some of that, and then I don't know, they sort of blended it together, because I need to work with materials from here. Blended it together, and that tree house is sort of the result. So kind of, in a way, it also reflects my my marriage. You know, it's a bit of Holland and a bit of Norway, and
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
yeah.
But when someone has this artistic side to him and the creativity, it shows in every aspect of his life, right?
Yeah, for some it really does. I mean, there's a lot of people that I look up to creatively, put it like that. I try to be as creative as I can within my own limitations and possibilities. But there's some amazing YouTubers out there. Jimmy DeResta is one. Ever heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Hold on, I will see if I can do that fancy typing in that blue box. I won't be able to post a link, most likely, but I will give you two names over there that you need to look up. If you're not familiar with those guys, then it's absolutely worth checking them out. Both of them are great filmmakers as well.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see if I can get that chat box thing to pop up. Doesn't really seem like it.
The best filmmaker I know is Filmright.
Who?
Filmright. It's the best filmmaker.
By far, the best filmmaker I know is this guy. Hold on, I can't get that.
Yeah, the best filmmaker on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, best filmmaker on YouTube. Hold on, I can't get the chat box up and running. This, isn't it?
Yeah, Casey
Neistat. That's hands down the best filmmaker that I've seen on YouTube. And he recently, 2 months ago, not even, he started making daily vlogs. He's definitely worth checking out if you're into filmmaking. And another really cool YouTuber is this dude. If you're into like people being creative and crafty with stuff, is this dude.
Jimmy DeResta.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to check these guys out.
If you check out Casey, you will instantly see it from just the flow of his films and how cool it is. If you do go check his vlogs, make sure to check the very first one first.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get into the flow a bit, and so you're not like left with a whole lot of questions after watching 2 or 3 of them. If you're
cool.
filmmaking, and if you can appreciate a few good camera angles and a good story, most of all, because I mean this guy is a storyteller. That guy is the one to watch.
He's awesome. He did a video for Nike.
Huh?
He did a video for Nike.
Yeah,
He did.
For Nike.
Make it count.
Yeah, yes, it was awesome.
I've seen all of Neistat stuff. I've been subscribed to him for years now. And Jimmy DeResta is actually someone that I found in the comments field of Casey Neistat's videos.
Okay.
And this guy, he makes stuff, but I mean, not all of his videos are like super crazy nice. But every now and then, he has a project where you think that is so brilliant and it is so simple. It's so brilliant in all its simplicity that I wish I would have come up with it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, of course.
So the guy, for example, he has like a Leatherman, one of those multi-tools.
Yeah.
And then he starts like beating on a piece of metal and cutting into it and like folding it, bending it, curving it, shaping it, and you think, what the hell is he doing? You know, why is he making this ugly chunk of metal? And then that Leatherman fits right in it, you know, and you keep wondering, why is he making this? Why is he doing this? Then he gets like this super big Bowie knife, of which he hacks off just the blade. The blade gets welded to that chunk of metal that he just made, and what he basically created is like this enormous Bowie knife with a retractable Leatherman multi-tool in the handle, with like this super awesome knife casing that he can hang from the side of his pants. Damn. As soon as you see that thing, you go like, I need one, you know, that's just awesome. You see the dude like make out of a few chunks of metal, he makes something that's like totally out of this world awesome, and I can really respect people like that.
Cool.
Right now as well, he went to a yard sale where he bought an axe, and it was just an axe head, you know, and it looked like nothing. And then he took out the handle, which was broken, and it was wood. Took out the handle. He had a huge aluminium bar, I think 3 inches wide, 2 inches high. He takes his belt saw. Yeah, you can just see him sawing and sanding and whatnot. And what he made eventually, he made a new handle for that axe, with like a casing for the sharp part of the axe, and then in the end of the video, you see him chopping down this ginormous tree with it.
Wow!
Awesome!
Wow, man.
Yeah, you just need to check it out. This is super cool. He made for Wyclef Jean. He made a guitar, an electric guitar, with like an additional guitar attached to it. The thing looks crazy.
Wow!
And it's shaped like an AK-47.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, just, you know, people like that, it's too bad that they don't seem to be getting more appreciation than they're currently getting.
Yeah.
If it was a TV channel with people like Casey Neistat, Jimmy DeResta, and I don't know, I would watch that all day, every day. And then you see people like PewDiePie, who have like, I don't know, 36 million subscribers for absolutely jack shit. Like just screaming into a microphone while playing Minecraft, and I'm baffled, you know, how this world works. You know what I mean? It's just nonsense.
Or that Joe taking a bath with cereal and eating the cereals from the bath.
Yeah.
We are
just
too old for that shit.
Yeah.
I think we are too old.
Those stupid prank videos. I swear to God, first time someone tries to prank me, and I will say this on camera, first time I got a prankster walking up to me in the street trying to prank me, I will break all of their bones, and they will not have to censor my face. They can put that on YouTube, because I hate those prank videos. I just saw the most disgusting thing where there was this Russian douchebag kid who is like the grandson of the multi-millionaire, making unfortunate people or less fortunate people drink his piss for a certain amount of money, you know, disgusting shit like that. And that seems to be what's going viral these days on YouTube, and I do not get it.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but that's the fact.
Sure is. So that's why creative people like Jimmy DeResta and Casey Neistat deserve to be highlighted, because those are the people that really inspire me to try and do a better job in my videos. And I wish I was as eloquent and as that I managed to word my stuff as well as Casey Neistat, and I wish I was as good with my filming and paying as much attention to every step that I make when doing like a build as Jimmy DeResta is, because those guys they do awesome stuff.
I saw a picture from Jimmy now, and he has a TV show.
He had one on the Home and Garden Network or something, or he had 5 TV shows already, but they all flopped.
Really?
And programs like that with super talented people, like almost like the Leonardo da Vinci's, almost of our time, those programs flop, and we're watching shit like the Kardashians and Jersey Shore. Can you believe it?
That just goes to show, man, what the mainstream is nowadays. It's
it almost makes me want to facepalm with Nutella, you know?
Yeah. That would go viral, man.
Yeah, it would.
If you see the movie Idiocracy,
no,
that's the way we're going. Watch the movie Idiocracy.
I will go watch that. Yeah.
Super movie.
That was that award show as well. There were absolutely a handful of very talented and super cool people there, but the majority of YouTubers are a bunch of people that you do not want to get associated with, just because of the sort of content that they put out. I mean, you got beauty blogger girls telling their audience, which is a bunch of 12 and 13-year-old girls, they're telling their audience that if they are overweight right now, that they will not reach the age of 40. What a bullshit message to put out there. And I mean, internet is a really dangerous medium because you have no idea how much influence you can have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely right.
It was just
so
a
how
shame.
was the nacho?
Nachos were good.
Yeah.
Wings were good. Now the only thing I need to wash it
You
down
know
is a
how
good
much
beer.
we talked about RC? I think we completely ruined your show. I think the word RC hasn't been used in half an hour.
Oh, it's terrible.
It turned out into a YouTube rant.
Yeah.
Haters will be haters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I even put YouTube videos of my son driving the car, and I get thumbs down. I'm there. Okay, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I've seen a video a couple of years ago. There was a guy with a Traxxas C Revo that was attached to a little trailer of some kind, and he put his 2-year-old daughter in the trailer.
Right.
And he pulled his daughter on maybe 15 or 20 feet, and he got thousands of thumbs down, people saying, you're going to wreck your truck, you're going to do this and that, your daughter's going to fall off and break her neck. And, man, I was befuddled.
Mm-hmm.
It was, the guy did this for fun. This kid was having the blast of her, she had a blast.
Yeah, but that's the thing, everybody's always overly concerned with what other people do. When I posted a video of the treehouse, I got people talking to me about the building regulations in Wisconsin, how they would not allow any horizontal pieces in the fence. And I said, dude, what the hell are you on about? A, I don't need a freaking permit for this thing. B, I don't live in Wisconsin. C, I just tell the kids, listen, don't climb on that shit, and they won't climb on that shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
The broadcast has been on for 3 hours, so I'm gonna. That's pretty good, and I think that was very good chit chat. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now, but you guys can all stay. It just won't be broadcast. So.
Cool.
I just want to say to everybody, thanks for joining in. And these are the benefits of actually joining and chit-chatting is after the broadcast is done, 90% of the time, people will stay for maybe 2 or 3 hours. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but to actually just stay and chit-chat about any kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun. So thank you all for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you, François.
And we'll see you on the next RC chat.